Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this interview. I'd like to share with you as much as I can. Um, I'm a 3D artist, CG supervisor, visual effects supervisor. I work for Moose Studios. Moose Studios is a very small production company based in Los Angeles. We were mainly for commercials, but not only. Um, we specialize in animation, both CG and stop motion animation, hand-drawn animation too. Um, Most of the time, we like to mix all these kind of animations together. Um, I started back in Turin. I remember my first CG, my first approach to computer graphics was through my studies in Italy at the University of Turin. I was studying multimedia and arts, and my degree program included a very basic introduction to 3D Studio Max. Um, I loved it. For my final, I actually went way beyond what the teacher was expecting from students, and I got crazy um, with a full character from modeling, texturing, rigging, animation, and then I told a story with this character. Um, I made I basically made my first computer graphic short, and I loved it since then. Okay, still in Italy, I in Turin. I was an intern. I started as an intern at Blisco Media, a small production company. Through them, during this internship, I met their client, Lab 1000. Lab 1000 is a studio of interactive design based in Turin. Um, they they don't do only CG, they do interactive design. And during in their application, sometimes they need computer graphics. So they decided to hire me to start their own computer graphic department to create the CG contents for their applications. Through them, I got to work for big clients like Maserati or Fiat Abarth. Um, Most of my work was um, creating CG contents for uh, 3D car configurators. Um, After that, while working full time, I was still a student. I eventually graduated, and after my graduation, I won a full time scholarship to come to Los Angeles and attend the Normal School of Visual Effects and an internship at the Pixel Liberation Front. After this, I met Moose Studios. Moose Studios decided to hire me. They sponsored my visa. Um, so here I am. I'm still full time at Moose Studios. I started as a rigger, but I'm not doing only rigging anymore. I'm a generalist. I do a little bit of everything involving CG, and not only. I also do stop motion, and I help shooting. But when there's CG, to do, um, I am the supervisor for all their projects. I will say that my favorite part in the production of a commercial is the very beginning, is the creative process uh, at the very beginning. It's when I sit next to the director and we have the boards in our hands. We have the board that the clients and the advertising agencies give us, and we see what they expect to see. And so we are like, okay, how do we do this? We could shoot it, we could animate it in stop motion, we could animate it in CG, or we could do a little bit of everything, and that's what we usually do. Because we really enjoy it. I think we like to combine different medias, and unfortunately, most of the time our ideas are limited by budget and time, but that's how it works. The fact is that I don't like to do just one thing. I like to be able to do a little bit of everything. I like to keep on, um, I like to change. Um, I like to learn new things. Um, that's why I like to work for commercials, by the way. I like working for commercials because they are small projects. They last a couple of months, 3 months top, and then you start something completely new, and I love it. Um, so that's why I couldn't stick with just rigging. I love rigging. I really enjoy it. Rigging is problem solving. It's creative problem solving. Um, I like to problem solve. But I'm also very impulsive about everything. When I see a new tool or a new technique in any field of the computer graphic production, could be modeling or lighting and rendering, when I see something new, I say, oh, that's cool. I want to try it. I want to learn it and I want to use it in production. It was a very cool project. We had a lot of fun. We had a great team. It wasn't easy. At the beginning, the director Sean Suter and I had to make a lot of different tests to decide which approach we were going to use, and we decided that everything except those elements coming out of the book would have been stop motion shot, um, while everything growing from the pages, from the sketches on the Brewmaster's inspiration book, was going to be CG. It wasn't easy also because the look of those elements had to be like a painting. So the key was to use flat shaders. We we baked highlights and shadows directly in the textures, and we revealed everything by painted animated opacity map um, that reveal brush strokes in the air that form all those elements like the bottle, the glasses. Um, it was very fun. It involved a lot of tracking, especially manual tracking for each page turn. Because of course the page turn a page turning is not something solid that you can easily track. I had to do it manually by animating curves and then creating um, planes defined by um, the curves matching the borders of each page. Um, Again, it was a long and fun project. Everyone worked really well. Okay, the first step is trying to get the job. Um, Advertising agencies ask um, different production companies to pitch for the commercial, um, and they provide the idea and a rough storyboard usually, and usually the director and I decide the approach for the commercial, and we make a motion test and a treatment. In this treatment, the director writes, explains the production that the job would involve, and the timing and the budget. Um, when we get the job, the first step is the creation of an animatic. Um, the animatic is probably the most important step because you want the agency and the clients to sign on the length of each shot and on the animation that we're going to put in each shot, because you don't want the agency or the client to change idea at the end of the production. We want to define everything at the beginning. That's what the animatic uh, is useful for. Once the animatic is approved, we shoot if the project involves any shooting. Um, After shooting, we go back to the office and we start the post production. I don't know what my future works will be, but I do know what I'm working on right now, which is an animated short movie directed by Sean Suter. It will be a sci-fi piece. I just finished to rig a CG cat. Um, that is gonna be very interesting because he's going to float in space and the fur will have to behave realistically in a zero-G environment. Um, I usually create a mock-up of the final look. Um, Unfortunately, I'm not really good at drawing, and I hate myself for that. So I do sketch a lot for my personal projects, but I wouldn't rely on my sketches for a big production. And so I usually use Photoshop. Um, I use still images to create the look I'm going after, and the challenge is to achieve the look in an image sequence. Um, so to do that, I usually use Maya, Matbox. I use Synthesize for tracking, and I use After Effects for compositing. Um, that's about it. My favorite one is probably the Blue Moon commercial. That's why I used it in the beginning of my demo reel. Um, I like it, I think, because of its originality. You know, it's not something that um, normally you normally see. It's not a traditional way of using computer graphics. Challenges are a big part of this job indeed. I think challenges are the beauty of this job. I'm I love challenges because I always have to push myself and in something new. You know, I have to problem solve a situation, and by solving it, I I know I will explore something that no one else did yet. I think that's my main motivation. I like small studios. I like small teams. I like when everyone in the team is artistically contributing to the project. Probably big productions like the production of a feature film um, don't have enough room for every artist to be creative. Creativity is probably something that only few key artists can have, and all the other ones they just do what they are asked to do. While if you work in a small studio, in a small team, you can always stand up and go to see what your coworker right next to you is doing, and and suggest something or just learn something new. Um, Communication is much more quicker in a small team, and I think that's why I like that. My dream project is my own project. I'd like to be able in the future to find more time to do my personal project. I do want to create my own short movies. Um, there is a lot of cool stuff out there, and whenever I see something awesome, I um, I'm jealous. I remember the first time I saw Loom, which is a CG short by Polynoid, a studio based in Germany somewhere. Um, I was so jealous. I mean, that short is stunning, and I wish I did it. My best advice would be while you are trying to learn um, every tool in the production used in the production of an animation, um, try to have your efforts converging um, in the production of something worth showing. Um, Make your own short movie. Um, maybe in this way you can also show your abilities as a storyteller.